Good morning, everyone. I'm sure you're not expecting this, but since I started this series with the Samidare concept clip, I thought it would be best to try and do a reaction to the Yukiakari concept clip as well. So, good morning, hello, and happy winter. I'm really excited for this comeback. The concept photos were very beautiful and pretty. Love the snow. I don't know if I would say that winter is one of my favorite seasons, but because of Antime, it can be. So this year, winter will be one of my favorite seasons. I'm really excited for it. For the concept clip, I don't know a lot. I know that this is kind of talking, according to the concept photo that we saw, or just like the mood teaser, I think it was. It talked about kind of like spring blooming out of winter and the seeds of their efforts kind of creating a brand new beginning, I believe. Let me pull it up real quick, 1 second. The mood teaser says, as the season comes to a close, we passionately dream of new beginnings. And again, we in the concept photos kind of seen like the cherry blossom. I don't know if it's a cherry blossom tree. It could be a plum tree. It could be another type of tree. I do know that there are trees that look similar to cherry blossoms that do grow in the winter. However, these very beautiful blossoms bloom through the snow. And it gives this image of a cherry blossom tree as well, growing through snow. And I really loved the imagery just because it kind of made it seem like through all the hardships or the things that are impossible, you have this tree beautifully still growing despite all the things that are telling it shouldn't, right? So I liked that idea of it. But even there's just the idea of like, in this harsh winter, there's still these new beginnings, because it's still talking about, even if it's like not a spring tree, the cold and the darkness that sometimes winter can bring, even in that darkness, something new and something beautiful can be sprouting, right? And so there's always this really pretty like imagery that we've seen just within the concept photos themselves and with the mood trailer or the mood photo or whatever. So it was really pretty, and I'm excited for this concept clip. So I don't know if there will be a lot to analyze. With Owl Arashi, for example, there really wasn't a lot to the concept clip, so that could be the case here, but I guess we'll see. Let's get started. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, this is really kind of sad. Pretty, but sad. It's kind of like bittersweet almost, right? Oh, it really looks so pretty. It's beautiful. But that sound at the end too. Oh, sorry. See, why am I crying? Nothing happened. This isn't Samidare. Where they had that whole narration at the very end. I don't know why, but I started to cry again. It's really pretty. There's definitely some stuff that we can kind of go through real quick. Obviously, again, I can't tell what kind of flowers these are usually when I do kind of like some research on music video reactions and stuff like that, I do try to see, when I do see some like flower imagery, I try to see what kind of flower is it, what does it represent, just because a lot of flowers do hold specific meanings to them. Sometimes seasonally they have specific meanings, so I do try to look that up. At the moment I do not know, but it looks like, is that like a kite? Which kind of reminds me a bit of Ao Arashi. I don't know what that is, honestly. But I do, to me, this kind of reminds me of, where it's a kite, whether it's a lantern, whatever this is supposed to represent, it does remind me of like the New Year that comes as well. Because in the New Year's, you can, of course, make your wishes, which I think some people do. And I think it is like a tradition to put your, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's a tradition to also put your wishes, write it down in hopes that it comes true. But there's another thing as well where you write down kind of like your fortune. You have to, when you get a fortune, if it's good, you keep it and you hold on to it. But if it's bad, you can put that fortune on like a tree or whatever it is at the temple that you go to, usually in Japan. Whatever like thing they have for you to put that bad fortune on, so that way you won't have that fortune. You can kind of try and brush away that bad fortune it's like foretelling for you for the year ahead. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. It could also be just a wish as well, them kind of like putting a wish on this kite or this thing here. It's kind of what it makes me think of. It gives me the imagery of the kite that we saw in Awarashi, kites and lanterns and fireflies, which we talked about in the reaction video, not the reaction video, or I think it was the summary video. Anyways, it kind of gives us the image of like someone making a wish, or like the wish that you can make that, you know, ends up being granted, which here it's showing that it's Haruha who's making that. And then we go back in time. Is that what this is supposed to represent? He makes this wish. Now we're here. I will be taking a look at this later. I'm sure you already know, if you know me, that I have been looking at the photos, trying to analyze them, see what I can tell. For the most part, everyone, it's like pretty simple stuff. There hasn't been anything too like convoluted or deep. But I think we've already kind of seen a lot of this. The one that, here it is, the Winter Light Festival. That's the one. I saw it briefly. You can kind of see the words, you had to put it together. But that's one of the ones that I haven't seen posted about. There's something here about gray mist. Of the gray mist. Oh, this is from Awarashi. You can see some of the concept photos from it. I wonder if it's talking about them coming in from Gray City or Grayville. Yes, I kind of wonder if maybe that's kind of like what's happening is this Winter Light Festival that we see here. I can't really read. I'll definitely check out if I'm able to zoom in on some of the stuff to see if there's anything else I can see. But we've already kind of got an idea of like the new moon stuff that we see here. Deer hunting, and it shows like the werewolves and stuff. I love the concept of the train in the tunnel. If you know me, I've talked a lot about Hive lore, and that's like a big thing there too. We already just saw a huge clock and the ticking tick-tock sound. So like the idea of time here is kind of present. From here to the endless, valid as advertised. Are they the endless? That sounds familiar, endless. And it says December 7th, 24, which is their debut day. And then September 3rd, their other, like the anniversary date of when they became one. That's so sweet. From Silver Halo to Snow Bloom. For conditions, inquire ticket office. 712 not transferable, which is the number of his ticket. 712. That's December 7th, yeah. From Silver Halo to Snow Bloom. I think we kind of wondered if these might be songs within the album, or at least Snow Bloom would be. I don't know if it would have any relevance to the story itself. Silver Halo to Snow Bloom. I guess we'll see. Yeah, there's some of the stuff that we have seen in the imagery. But yeah, like it's even the filter, I guess, that's on it kind of looks like not like almost like ethereal, right? Like kind of like with the outfits they're wearing, but also just in general, like with the concept, with the filter. It feels, I wouldn't say nostalgic, but like nostalgic in time. Like it feels like it is going like back in time. This looks like well, that's a tree, but it looks like a spider web. It's like talking, you're right next to a spider web. That sound is really... Maybe this is just in theory, because they all have these tickets that say 712 on it, right? And that's the name of their thing. This could just be also... It could also be a reference to them coming together. Here they're separated. They haven't met before. Obviously they have met, you know, but you know what I'm talking about. Like here they're kind of alone, but they have this ticket with them. And they come together and they put that ticket together. This reminds me of a kite, or like a specific type of kite. I don't know the name of it, but he's also playing with it like it's a paper airplane. Which, okay, I don't know anything about train stations, but I do find it interesting that they're putting all of their tickets in this little box here. I assume this is kind of like when you go to a subway station. you tap the little thingy with your card, your ticket card, and you go on in. I don't know. It's really interesting. There should be 9 of them. Obviously we won't be able to count it all, but they put all their tickets here. And now... Initially, I thought they were just getting rid of the tickets. I was like, why are you guys getting rid of the tickets? But maybe that's not it, thank God. But now they're together. And they're heading on this journey together. That's so pretty! Ah! Okay, isn't it called... Did we say Snow Bloom? That's kind of what this looks like, Snow Bloom, like a snow that bloomed out of the ground. That's so interesting. Also, I love this image, and I wish it was a bigger poster in their benefits. But I love the image here as well. But yeah, now before they're alone, now they're together. And kind of like the mood trailer was talking about, they're going to start this new journey together. And personally, I feel like this new journey could be their Korean debut, because they've been hinting about it. I know this year's been it's been a great year for &TEAM, but it has been rough for them and for the fans, I feel like, or at least the international fans, in that one of their goals is to reach a wider audience, is to have their voice howl out, right? And I remember at the beginning of the year, Kay kind of talked about how this year is going to be different and it's going to be a little rough for some fans, and he apologized, but he told us to kind of trust in him in this process and stuff. And after he talked about that, we've had just a solely focused Japan release year, which is good for them because they're trying to grow their fan base in Japan. They're trying to kind of like really put in the seeds for where their beginnings are. But I think for some fans, and even for them, it's rough because you'll have fans in Korea or in other places that kind of fall away. And I think there's been that kind of fear that if they're distanced, if these fans aren't having a chance to see them, are they still going to love them? Which, I'm still here. I've never gotten to see them live. I would love to see them live, but I will always love them. Even if I never have a chance to see them, I will always support them, you know? Oh, why am I crying again? And so I hope that they know that as international fans, no matter what they do, no matter where they perform, we'll still support them and we'll still cheer them on. And a lot of us are still gonna stay. We're here to stay. When you watch &TEAM, when you listen to their music, they really do reach your hearts. And that's not something a lot of groups can do. They touch your heart, they show you these emotions, and they make you feel a lot of things, and it's really nice to be able to support a group that's able to produce that type of music. And it's just able to kind of make you feel warm in that way. And so, yeah, I'm really happy to be able to support this group. I'm really happy to support these 9 boys, these 9 werewolves. I'm really happy to be here for &TEAM. And despite this hard year, just this idea that soon we'll finally have a Korean debut. And I hope that is the case. That'd be really great for them. But no matter what they decide to do, I'll support them on their next step in their journey, which is kind of what this seems to be talking about. And so, yeah, like, another thing is snow is cold and it's rough, and to be able to grow a flower specifically representative of that season is also really bittersweet and beautiful in that way. And it shows like a light to them. So yeah, this was really pretty. This was a really beautiful concept trailer. I didn't think that I'd be able to have a lot to analyze with it, but you know, we talked about quite a bit. So if you're here, thank you for sticking around. I know it wasn't like super deep or anything, but it was still really beautiful, and the concept clip and the concept photos and the whole idea of it in general is a really beautiful concept. And so thank you to &TEAM and the team that worked on this as well, obviously, for creating such a pretty concept. I personally was hoping it's going to sound a little dark for this, maybe for the music video, for some. It's going to sound dark, trigger warning, it's going to sound a little horror-ish. Blood in the snow, because man, I would love some angst in the dark moon lore. But that's just me, personally. Because it'd be really cool to kind of get, I don't know, the imagery of that red contrasting the white. Sounds kind of cool. We've seen it in webtoons, maybe we shouldn't. But, because that made me cry. But anyways, yes, so I've just kind of been hoping for that for the music video, so I guess we'll see what happens. Either way, don't know what to expect for the sound, but it does, just the concept clip in itself sounds kind of bittersweet, so I'm expecting a lot of emotions, as &TEAM does really well at. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you all again soon. Bye!